It's almost 1 a.m., and you're staring at a chat. You've typed the message maybe 4 times, deleted it 4 times. Something like, I think we need some space. Or maybe you're not even going to send anything. Maybe you're just going to go quiet and let them figure it out. And somewhere in your head, a voice from some post you saw is telling you this is the right move, that this is growth. Protect your peace. You don't owe anyone anything. 2 million people liked this post, and I understand why. I really do. But here's my problem with it. Everybody nods at it. Nobody checks it. So that's what we're going to do. Check it. Properly. The way a friend would. Not a poster. First, let's be honest about why this advice exists. Because it didn't come from nowhere. It came from pain. Somebody out there stayed 3 years too long with a person who made them feel small. Somebody kept answering calls from a friend who only ever called to take, never to give. Somebody grew up in a house where love always came with conditions attached. For those people, cutting off wasn't cruelty. It was survival. It was the first door they ever closed for themselves. And if that's you, genuinely no argument from me. Some exits save lives. But medicine has a dosage. And somewhere in the last few years, we lost the label. Protect your peace stopped being the emergency exit for people in real harm and became the everyday response to being slightly uncomfortable. Friend gave you feedback that stung because it was true? Toxic. Someone asked why you've been distant? Disturbing your peace. Somebody simply expected you to keep your word? Draining your energy. Be honest. You've watched people do this. You've maybe done it. I know I have. Now here's the part of this no infographic will ever show you. What it's like on the other side of the door. Because every cutoff has a second person in it. And sometimes that person is not a villain. Sometimes it's someone who said one clumsy thing on a bad day. Someone who didn't even know the conversation was a test they were failing. And now they're checking their phone for a reply that is never coming. Running the friendship back in their head like a crime scene. Trying to find the moment it died. They never get told what they did, so they can never fix it. Not with you. And here's the cruel part. Not with the next person either. And meanwhile, the person who did the cutting? The post says they're healing. But watch closely, because usually nothing got healed. The hard conversation didn't disappear. It's still there, unhad. It just moved into storage. And it will be waiting. In the next friendship, in the next relationship. Same conversation, different face. Peace that dies from one honest conversation was never peace. It was quiet. Those are different things. Peace can survive somebody disagreeing with you. Quiet can't. Read that again. Now play it forward, because this is where it stops being funny. Every person you will ever love, friend, partner, family, comes with friction included. There is no version of another human being that never annoys you, never misunderstands you, never has a bad month. That person doesn't exist, has never existed. So if the rule is, anything that disturbs my peace gets cut, just follow the math. One by one, everyone qualifies eventually. And you've seen where this ends. We all have. Someone alone at 26, 30, 35, calling it boundaries. An empty room they've renamed a sanctuary. Scrolling at night, wondering why the peace they protected so carefully feels exactly like loneliness. The wellness industry will never tell you this, because sometimes you're the problem and the friendship is worth one awkward conversation doesn't fit on a pastel infographic. It doesn't sell candles. But somebody should tell you. That's kind of the whole point of this channel. So what actually survives the pencil? 2 things, and I mean both of them. 1, genuinely harmful people exist. If someone disrespects you as a hobby, if being around them makes you smaller every time, leaving is not a debate. It's an exit. This video was never about them. Go and don't look back. 2, and this is the real upgrade. Real peace was never the absence of hard moments. It's being solid enough to have the hard conversation and still sleep fine after. It's the friend who can tell you the truth and stay. That's peace. Blocking everyone who ever causes you a feeling? That's not peace. That's witness protection. And somewhere out there, there's probably one conversation you've been calling self-care that's really just fear with a nicer name. You know the one. You knew it before I said it. Maybe the strongest thing you do this week isn't cutting someone off. It's a message that starts with, "Hey, can we actually talk?" Which brings us to the amendment. And look, I could be wrong about this. That's allowed here. It's kind of the whole point. The old philosophers had a word for what we just did: examination. They believed an idea you never question isn't really yours. You're just holding it for whoever handed it to you. So if you think the pencil went too far tonight, say so in the comments. Not to win, just to think out loud together. The best ones become their own video. We call those appeals. And if this found you at 1 a.m. with a half-typed message, maybe sit with it one more night. Some doors deserve a conversation before they close. There's a lot of wisdom left to examine, and we'll take it one idea at a time. To God be the glory.